This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Here are your hosts, Sean Green and Ryan Kramer. I can't believe we're letting these guys on my network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSiN. I'm Sean Second Money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Have we ever thought about the concept where we just get in the bathrobe for the entire show because we're sweating bets?
All right, yeah, we'll run that by the VSiN execs.
What if we just did the show from a sauna?
Well, and Bill 80, he rocks the bathrobe in the newsletter.
Yeah,
promo,
I mean,
right?
we this is our space here. We could add it's a locker room theme behind us.
No, you're right, Ryan. No one is or nothing is stopping us from broadcasting in a bathrobe. Update on the game: 71-70. Denver out to a 1-point lead, 4:11 left. We're still sweating out our props. Kramer, did you get in live?
I actually it held me out from getting the bet in, and which saved me because now I end up with a 2.5.
I forgot how frustrating it is to have money on guys like Russell Westbrook. Oh, look at that, Kramer. Joker got a nice rebound.
That might not be given to him. That was a controlled tip.
Oh, okay,
hopefully they give it to him.
That is the craziness of some of these props. We're going to be joined in a second by the man in the box. Before we do, of course, shout out to VSiN Pro and the betting splits. If you're not already on VSiN Pro, what are you waiting for? Get those betting splits from both Circa and DraftKings. I mean, Circa splits, the high limits, the sharps, where they go, and DraftKings. It's everyone has access to a DraftKings book, or certainly a lot of people do. So you can get good information. Kramer, you always like seeing what the betting splits are, see where the public's going before you dip your toes in. And again, you can get that for as little as $9.99 for your first month. VSiN.com/subscribe. Get those betting splits. VSiN.com/subscribe. Joining us on the line, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. You know him, you love him, the man in the box from the Bottom Line Bombs podcast, Mr. CJ Sullivan. What's happening, CJ?
What's up, fellas? Good to join you again here on a happy Friday. Now, Sean, I'm going to have to ask you real quick before we start this segment for you to take off your journalistic hat this segment and stop giving live updates to the Nuggets game, because as you know, I have OKC to win the West for my $20 to $20 million. Very reminiscent of last year when you kept giving me puck by puck updates of the Panthers collapsing at Edmonton because you have to serve the people.
That is, and again, I don't know how we just accidentally stumble into these things, but yeah, sorry, CJ. I am
just happened to stumble.
I am on the Nuggets here. I still like your chances for the Thunder in the series.
I appreciate the support
and for the Thunder to win the West. I'm rooting for you. It's great content. CJ, I know you like to get down. There's no market.
For the record, I'm rooting for CJ as well, but because it's a great bet, not because of the content.
Well, he got it at a good price, and I like the rollover nature and the just chasing for glory and planning on running it into the circuit contest. I mean, when you cash that ticket and we explain to Derek your journey, he's gonna love it. So I'm all for you cashing this sweet ticket you got on the OKC Thunder to win the West. Did you? And as a man who loves action on everything, CJ, did you have any action on the new Pope?
The new Pope, the Pope of Portillo's, as we like to call him,
yes.
In Chicago. I want to know how he got away from Notre Dame. He had the Pope sitting there in Chicago. Did you let him sneak to Villanova? I mean, that's a loss in the recruiting wars right there. I did not have any of the Pope. I did not believe they would do an American Pope. But before we do even our bet confessions, I would like to confess to the Pope of Portillo's. I did put ketchup on my hot dog, and I had a slice of pizza tonight that did not weigh 14 pounds. So I will hope I can get forgiveness on that one. And I didn't play the Bears alternative over 16.5.
Yeah, there's been a great run of Pope related Chicago content. And just finding, the Pope wearing a White Sox jersey. He was at the World Series.
Normal guy.
People joking that the communion wafers are now going to be deep dish pizza.
Oh, wow.
a lot of insults to the Bears. The Chicago got a Pope before they got a 4,000-yard passer. It's been fun there in the meme world, and reminded me, good time to go back to our segment, Bet Confessions, where we, look you, the audience, right in the eyes and say, hey, I forget the last time we did this. We'll say it's been 2 months since our last bet confession. Cleanse our betting souls to the gambling gods. CJ, we'll let you go first. What is something you've done? Maybe it's a bet you placed, a bet you lost, a bet you meant to place, but you didn't. Something that under normal circumstances you wouldn't want out there, but you get a clean slate here. What are you wiping clean of your gambling conscience?
Well, one of the cardinal rules is you don't do those big money line parlays. They love reminding you not to do that. And not only did I did the big money line parlays there with the Celtics and the Cavaliers in game 2, but I would put them with all my other bets just to add a little value. You know, why not add a little value to my Carolina Hurricane bet with that? So what happened was, as you know, I went against the Villanova Popes in the next one. The Cavaliers had a 97% chance, but of course I don't believe those formulas because they never equate. If I have money on them, I think that drops it right down to 50%. But I moneyline parlayed all of them, so all my other games would come in as winners, which were straight bets, but the Cavs cooked every single one of them because I would, wanted to add a little sweet little value to it.
I mean, especially in game 2 where it was, okay, you lost game 1, they'll get this back game 2. And I still don't know. And Donovan Mitchell, man, how do you lose that game with Donovan Mitchell having that type of game that he have? I still don't understand it. CJ,
I was parlaying with NFL Week 1 games for crying out loud. Maybe some free money, Cavs and Celtics.
I did see someone on Twitter, and it was they had 11 different plays, and it was all parlayed to the Celtics game 2. It was like all these props, MLB, and he had one play that wasn't. I think he gave out 12 plays, and he was 1-11 because 11 of them were parlays tied to tied to the Celtics. All right, so this is my betting confession, Ryan. Okay. Betting on baseball, it's the devil's work. I like to try and stay away from it, but
you come in the office from time to time, and it's like, what's going on here? Why are you frantically putting a baseball game on, Kazai?
Because we have 8 TVs, and
that's not a good reason.
I got some free time during the day. I casually kind of have an idea of what's going on in baseball. It's certainly not my strength. I would be better off tailing some of the plays from the MLB Gambling Podcast guys, but it's fun to come up with your own plays. So I developed a system. I knew the Rockies were really bad. At the time I developed my system, the Rockies had only won 4 games. Mm-hmm. So on Tuesday, April 29th, I developed a system, and that system was fade the Rockies on the money line every single game from now until the MLB season's over. Whatever the juice, you got to lay it. Don't even mess with the run line. Just fade them. It'll be wins. It'll be a nice little account builder. Tuesday, April 29th, Rockies lose to the Braves 8-2. Okay, no big deal. This is great. Great start to the system. Systems 1-0. And then Wednesday, April 30th, Rockies win 2-1. Okay, outlier, no big deal there. I'll martingale this thing and get it all back. The next day, Thursday, May 1st, Rockies win 4-3, and now they've basically gone from 4 wins to 6 wins. I'm in the hole deep just by fading the Rockies on the money line, and then I go, you know what? Baseball's dumb. I don't know how to bet it. I can't figure it out. I'm done betting the Rockies money line. But something in the back of my head's like, are you sure? And I go, no, do the responsible thing and don't bet against the Rockies money line. Since then, the Rockies have lost 7 games in a row. So I got off at the worst possible moment. Please forgive me, gambling audience. I don't know what I was doing. Kramer, give us a bet confession.
Oh, this one, I feel a little bit bad.
Okay.
As you know, Sean, we often record the podcast, Sports Gambling Podcast, late at night. Afterwards, I might be working on editing it.
Yeah.
And I end up falling deep into the Southern Hemisphere sports books. And I look around at the fun stuff, and we were breaking down the Bill Belichick markets recently. and I convinced myself in a room full of one person that it would be a good idea to bet on that the next thing that Bill Belichick will do out of a bunch of illicit things would be that Belichick and Hudson would release a sex tape.
Wait, why? What price did you get on that?
What would be the price that you would be like, this is interesting?
I mean, well,
is it released or is it leaked?
Yeah,
I don't know.
His girlfriend is in the Tyson zone, where like every news story right now, you're like, yeah, I'm not really surprised. I guess
it struck me as a Shannon Sharp realm of like there could be an orchestrated thing here.
I mean, 500 to 1. Right?
I feel bad. I don't want this to happen. Bill Belichick's being consumed right now. I did a radio spot today where I had to explain to an old man that they're not doing Hard Knocks at North Carolina because Bill Belichick's new girlfriend. He was flabbergasted.
I know it's big when it's bleeding over into my wife's algorithm.
Oh,
she's like,
really?
"Oh, you seeing this stuff?" Which normally our paths do not cross when it comes to news or algorithms. But so what did you get the Belichick one?
Yeah, what's the price?
75 to 1.
75 to 1.
75 to 1.
And what are the Giants to win the Super Bowl, Ryan?
250 to 1.
So
there's more of a chance.
When you say it like that, I don't know if it's a good price.
Yeah. Instead of adding on to the Giants Super Bowl pile, you went Belichick sex tape. All right, good times there.
It's a little pizza bet.
Hey, when we return, the man in the box will break down the UFL, the United Football League, all his picks and plays. When we return, Sports Gambling Podcast Live on VC.
If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the Sports Gambling Podcast Live on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast Live. I'm Sean Sack, Money Green, with our partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. Shaking your head, Ryan. What's going on?
I feel like I'm not typically that interested in the sports TMZ stuff, but I would watch a UNC reality show right now.
And they robbed us of it.
Just show me, no, not Hard Knocks.
Oh, okay.
Like a Kardashian style. Like, give me all the major play. Give me Bubba Cunningham. Give me Roy Williams. Like, give me the basketball angle too. Like,
well, it's almost you need a documentary more than the reality show. We'll see who knows what's going down in Chapel Hill.
Well, same thing, there.
Right? We're going to talk a little UFL. Before we do, of course, shout out to firstbet.com. Your place to get down on the ponies. The Preakness is coming up, and shout out to Mike Somich, who gave out the superfecta for the Kentucky Derby. You know I'm going to be tuning in to see who he likes for the Preakness. And I'm already signed up at firstbet.com. That's the number 1 stbet.com. And I've already used the promo code VSiN200 to claim a 20% rebate in your first 60 days, up to $200. That's the number 1 stbet.com, promo code VSiN200. Joining us, hanging on the line from the Bottom Line Bombs podcast, Mr. CJ Sullivan. CJ, well, how are we doing in the United Football League? How has your UFL betting experience been so far this season?
Oh, it hasn't bad. You got a zig and zag. First of all, shout out to Simon Trot Superfecta. I hit the trifecta and still lost $40. That could have been a bet confession for me as well. A little too many tickets, if you will. But
CJ, you did give out, and shout out to you, CJ, because I cashed along with that prop you gave out about the gate. What was it, 11 through 20 horse 20. At plus 165. So that was a nice helpful get right spot for me in the Derby. So shout out to you, CJ.
Right. And we just missed the last place horse though. And I was speaking of confession, not rooting for an injury, but let me be a little, I'm missing a hoof, if you will. But the UFL's been okay. Shout out to Sean. I don't know if this is a fair or foul or bet confession itself. I also had DC -7. You had 7.5. Of course, it went off at 9.5, and 8.5 all week. Is that something too where you tout like, oh, well, I got 7, and where everyone else is like, well, I have a losing ticket,
Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, no, I feel bad because I realized I looked back and on the show because we taped the show a day early. I had it we gave it out at 8.5, but I didn't bet it until earlier today, and it was 7.5. So I was celebrating because I had thought that we had picked it. I don't want to be the guy who everyone hates that guy. I'm like, oh well, the Cavs were. They were 2.5 overnight, but now that it's 4, blah blah. No one likes that guy. So that was unintentional.
It's like showing up to a funeral and being like, "Hey guys, I'm feeling good."
Yeah. CJ, what do you like this week in the UFL Week 7? There was some rumors about them changing the playoffs to help get the one team in that has a fan base. They scratched that, but it does look like they're keeping with their normal games here. But what do you like for the old UFL this week?
I'm going to start off with a big game here at Michigan at Arlington. Now, everyone, this game opened up at a pick'em. It's now at 3.5. I see Michigan is favored. Everyone saw Michigan last week. It seemed like Perkins went viral almost. Like even real athletes were tweeting in like, "Look at this! This guy's the best quarterback in UFL history." But I'm going to zag here. I like the dog. It is Fan Appreciation Day at Arlington. Last home game. Now listen to this: $2 beer day at Arlington up until halftime.
Oh, wow.
Drink responsibly. Yeah, so dozens of fans will be enjoying those $2 libations as Arlington. Crank up the King of Spring, Kramer. Get that book back out. This is a huge game for Arlington. I think it's a big letdown spot for Michigan. Obviously, they're the best team right now, but I'm going to take the 3 at home with Arlington to start off.
Remember when Shaq used to call the Sacramento Kings the Sacramento Queens?
It did, Ryan. Yeah, he was.
Feel like he needs to chime in on the UFL right now.
The UFL is the one business Shaquille O'Neal is not involved in. I saw someone. I saw someone compare Shaq to Krusty the Clown with the number of like product endorsements. He's certainly up there.
Well, when he looks into the social media marketing deal The Rock did with the UFL, he might want to get involved. Couple posts, couple $1 million, no big deal.
Rock's doing pretty good from his old UFL deal, which is weird because he's the owner. I don't know what's going on there. There's more questions than answers.
It's not a pyramid scheme.
No, definitely not. So you don't mind, or you like taking the home dog here, even though, as you pointed out, home field not worth a ton in the UFL. Right. CJ, what does your UFL model have home field ranked at? Considering there's like 9 people in the stands.
It's a minus 0.8 model for home field advantage because you have to look up and feel depressed that you have no fans in there, and it kind of weighs on you, much like it did for San Antonio. That crowd tonight, San Antonio, was very sad, very ECW wrestling almost, like kind of like just weird masks and like just a couple hundred people, and it was not good. I will say this for Arlington.
What about
a bunch of divorced dads and their kids?
What better way to celebrate Monday? We got Mother's Day on Sunday. Reminder to the D-Gens who may have completely spaced, aka Kramer. But what better way to celebrate Mother's Day than a doubleheader in the United Football League? Roughnecks at the Stallions. Anything jumping out at you there, CJ?
Yeah, Roughnecks Stallions just lined 6, maybe kicked down to 5.5. I of course grabbed the 6 there. Houston, we faded last week as a big. Yeah, we faded them last week as a favorite. We don't like them as a favorite, even though they've been coming on lately, and we cashed that. Now they're back in a position where I like to play them, where they're underdogs, where they're getting 6 or 5.5 points. They are 4-2 against the spread this year, and Birmingham has kind of been the emperor with no clothes. They're just they got their brand name. They are good, but they're not as good as the other Birmingham teams. They're only 2-4 against the spread, and Houston is 2-0 straight up this year when they've been 6-point or higher dogs. So Houston's been playing great ball. They're on their way up. Birmingham flats out. I mean, how do you not take the points in this game?
So at one point, Sean, we would have said that this is a team with a home field.
What happened to the Stallions? I felt like, and they've been dominant in these leagues. I felt like they had a legit home field, and then it was probably the saddest moment I've seen in sports in a long time. Where they revealed the championship, and they couldn't even. They had like a giant banner that they're revealing, and they couldn't even get enough people to help pull off the cover of the giant championship thing. Like they had a home field, and they completely lost it. It was weird.
like when I get the email, it's like, so we're the last game of the day. If everyone could help out cleaning up the goals.
Yeah.
They do early Sunday. They do early Sunday games there, and the Baptist Church is a big thing down south. Their services go on for 3, 4, 5 hours. So sometimes they let out a little bit late there, and they can't catch a Stallions game.
Well, now, good luck competing with Mother's Day. The Mother's Day doubleheader. I question a lot in the United Football League. Come on, guys, let's move this to Saturday. Let's try and keep a couple marriages together. Last game of the slate, the Battlehawks at the Showboats. What do you like there, CJ?
Yeah, a league only a mother could love would be a good slogan if UFL if The Rock is hiring. Which I don't know if he even knows he owns the team anymore. But this is another one. Battlehawks on the road now. Memphis has played 3 straight road games, if you will. I mean, technically road games. They won at Birmingham. They lost at Michigan, and then they played at DC. So I like them coming back home, getting 4 points. I know St. Louis, they are winning a couple games. I know the league wants to get them into playoffs. They're trying to change the rules for them, but they got that thing shut down. But they don't look that impressive, actually. They scored 12 points last week in a gross game versus Arlington. Memphis has been playing well with Derek Wynn at quarterback. They've been looking efficient, and they have had a bump in like last couple games. Like I said, they should have beat Houston last week, but they didn't. But getting 4 at home, I like this spot a lot here for Memphis. This is too many points for St. Louis to be laying on the road.
And then I see, CJ, you have a 20-1 parlay.
No,
what are you doing here?
Well,
let's go. What do you like?
If you do tune into the UFL Gambling Podcast, you'll know that I gave out a 13-1 money line dog parlay a couple weeks ago that cashed. Think that. Thank you. And this week I'm going to do the exact same thing. All 3 underdogs I just gave you money line dog parlay those, and that is 20-1. That is Houston, Arlington, and Memphis. And then of course you're going to sprinkle it. Might as well put them together.
Some would say that there is no way that you should be able to do a 3 leg parlay in the UFL and get 20-1.
Well, and
no one knows what's going to happen.
And shout out to the Circa.
Right.
If you're in a Circa state, Circa is one of the outlets that let you parlay UFL sides, totals, and money lines. I know some of these places too scared to take the UFL sharp action that is these sweet parlays.
We gave opening weekend. We gave Humans a 3-leg banger. Yeah. Hopefully he cashed in.
He didn't seem that interested at the time, but maybe he did. Maybe he's changed his tune because we've been dominating the UFL. We're going to give out our UFL picks next segment. Always appreciate CJ stopping by. Follow him on X at CJ Sullivan _ and subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs podcast wherever you get your podcast. Ryan, we're going to give you a nice update. The OKC Denver game now that we're letting CJ go. And we're going to give you an update on our Steam Room. See how we're looking with these live player props. All that and more. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSiN.
Podcast live on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live. Sean, second money green with my partner in picks, Ryan. Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Happy Saturday to the East Coast.
Oh, there you go. Mixed it up. Appreciate that.
It's Saturday now. We're in the future.
Checking in on our NBA game. We got the Thunder 95, 92, 558 left. We are still stuck on Isaiah Hartenstein, 10 points. Joker needs 1 more rebound. He's at 14. We got over 14.5.
We can do this.
We can do this, Ryan. I'm looking for all we need a 3 from Hartenstein and 1 rebound from Joker. And we are cash city. Still sweating out my Nuggets money line and Nuggets +5.5 pre-flop.
Mine is 2.5 for OKC. Feeling okay.
Honestly, though, the best place to sweat a bet. Beautiful stadium swim, Ryan. I remember. What was it in 2020 where Derek personally gave us a tour, and it was before they even finished building Stadium Swim, and he was telling us what it was going to be like, how big the screens were. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. And then we got to see it in real life. We've stayed there a number of times. It is just, if you're a sports gambler and you haven't stayed at Circa, what are you waiting for? It's like Mecca. You got to visit it. Once you visit once, you're going to be hooked. And this summer getaway deal they got, it's $400, and you're saying, oh, what's the catch? No, You get a 2-night stay, $100 dining credit, $100 beverage credit, and your own day bed at Stadium Swim, all for $400, and resort fees and taxes included. So they're not trying to rake you over the coals there. They're giving you a good deal. Get in there, hang out, check out Stadium Swim, see the NFL slot machine in person. Obviously the sportsbook inside is amazing as well. Limited time offer valid between May 26th and September 4th. Lock in your all-in summer package now, circa LasVegas.com.
I was while you were talking there, I was two things. I was thinking about they need a sauna at the Stadium Swim. Maybe let some people sweat some stuff out from time to time.
Well, and I always love a good sauna, especially in Vegas, because Vegas, you're eating great, not great. You're drinking a bunch. It does feel good to sweat out of Vegas.
And they say in general, it's the best way to get the waste out of your body. I was also thinking or reading about some of the Mother's Day festivities that are going on in the UFL, not to jump right into the Sunday games, but pretty remarkable stuff. We've often destroyed this league for not doing anything promotional.
Yes.
Like CJ was talking about, it seems like a league-wide phenomenon is including $2 beers and hot dogs at all the games. And kids under 12 go for free. So you want to, again, we've been calling for this for weeks, but on top of that, at the Birmingham game, Sean,
yes,
mothers will be getting pampered in the audience, flowers and massages.
All right.
I mean, what says football game?
Are they going to get them in the blue tent? So they're just like random massages in the stands?
You think maybe it's like Vegas. They're walking around, they're a little to your seat.
I feel like we don't see those as much, but in some casinos, at least they used to. I haven't seen them.
I was just out in Vegas and saw an army of them come out around like midnight.
Really? What property were you at?
Palazzo.
Oh, okay. And they will go around. They'll give you like a nice neck and back massage
First time
while you're sitting at the table.
First time I've ever seen someone getting one at the craps table.
Oh, really?
Felt a little interesting.
It's got to be weird standing up.
Well, we know he was like stool whipped around backwards, sitting kind of at a craps table.
Right. We got an update on our sauna.
Okay.
And that is a Joker cash over 14.5 rebounds. No. We got that going. So now we just need the Hartenstein, who is out there.
It's back in the game. That's good.
Yeah. We were worried they were going to take him out because of foul trouble. He's out there. You just need 3 more points. Can we get it home?
Now in Memphis, Sean, of course, the home of the Showboats.
Yeah.
Also doing $2 beers, $2. You can get
what moms love, $2 beers,
and you know what they love a good discount up to 30, up to 60.
I can just imagine my mom's reaction.
Up to 60.
Mom, we're taking you to a minor league football game where everyone's going to get insanely drunk because of $2 beers.
60. You can find tickets for up to 60% off. But what I found even more interesting is there is an actual river boat promoting a pre-game cruise, celebrate Mother's Day with your mom, floating down the Mississippi River and get back in time to make the Showboats game.
Oh, really?
Now, there is literally going to be no one walking 5.4 miles from the dock to where the Liberty Bowl is.
No, this is not a logistics base.
This is another thing from the UFL that just screams Ponzi scheme. Anyway, shout out to the UFL for getting involved in Mother's Day. You want to give out some UFL picks, Sean?
Yeah, let's do it. What's jumping out? We just heard CJ's plays. For me, I agree with some of them, but the one I'll disagree with is I am buying the Michigan Panthers Bryce Perkins hype. Yeah. I don't mind laying the 3.5. I guess I don't love it, but in the UFL, because of the wonky 1, 2, and 3 points after the touchdown, there are no key numbers.
Can we pause for a second? The UFL coaches, 8 out of 8 of them, it seems, would take a field goal to go from a 1 to a 4-point lead.
It's insane. These guys, you're playing in the spring league. You have nothing to lose. Be a riverboat, and you mentioned the showboats. Be a riverboat gambler.
Yes.
They play so insanely conservative, and the league even sets up a bunch of rules about like punting and what punts can count and all this stuff. And they still are super conservative when it comes to whether or not to kick a field goal, whether or not to punt. It's just hilarious. So I do like the Panthers laying the points on the road against the Renegades. I think this Bryce Perkins thing is for real. So
yeah, we watched this, I feel, a couple seasons ago with PJ Walker.
Yeah, there's some guys that pop, and you can't fade them.
And you're wondering, why did it take them so long to pop? Well, they kind of were using a platoon strategy at quarterback. It doesn't really make a ton of sense. Now, the other reason I want to fade Arlington is something's happened to this team. They're not the same team that started the year hot. They're not the same team that was looking like they were going to be promoting a book on their championship run. Shout out to the Spring King. Great reading if you're into motivational stuff. Bob Stoops did write the foreword. But yeah, no, I think I said it on the first show when we covered the UFL on these very airwaves. I think Michigan has the best roster now with Perkins, the full-time starter. Very clearly, they have a great defense as well.
No, I'm with you. Love the Perkins.
Okay. What about Mother's Day?
Well, Mother's Day, and I'm with CJ. Double up on a little. I wouldn't throw the Renegades in there because we like the Panthers, but the Roughnecks and the Showboats, I think, are both live on the money line. Roughnecks are getting 6 points there. I'm with you. This Stallions team is a bit fraudulent, at least compared to other Stallions teams. And the Roughnecks have been playing decent defense. They're kind of finding their way in this league. I think 6 points is way too much. I think they're live on the money line. And same with the Showboats. The St. Louis Battlehawks, again, they are one of the few teams that have a home field advantage. It's a very simple system. Fade the Battlehawks when they're on the road, especially as a road favorite, and then take them when they're at home, regardless of the number, because they get it done. So I like the Showboats catching 4. I like the Roughnecks catching 6. I think they're live on the money line. If I had to choose, I would just go Memphis on the money line, but then also, give me the Panthers as kind of my favorite play at -3.
If you watch this game again, if you're spending the day with your mom and you have a chance to sit her down and enjoy a UFL game, and you turn on the Stallions Roughnecks game, this McClendon quarterback for Houston has pop. He's got legit NFL pop in his arm, and it's amazing that he was the third stringer here. Meanwhile, sounds like Case Kukis is going to start. Sean Jamar Smith recently signed again, played with Skip there in college at La Tech. He will be the backup. That's something to monitor. Jamar Smith was one of the best quarterbacks in the spring league a couple years back. So I'm with you though. I'm on this. This Houston team has changed since they got McClendon. The team is just play. It's like the rest of the team plays better when they know they have a quarterback that gives them a chance to win.
Does make a difference.
Half the teams don't have that, so it's pretty clear to me. And taking all those points is pretty nice. And yeah, we were on the Showboats early in the week before I even found out about this riverboat
Mother's
double.
Day,
This riverboat double you can pull off in Tennessee this weekend. A 2-hour boat cruise with fabulous charcuterie, dock, walk 5.5 miles right to the Liberty Bowl. I mean, what a day! What a day! Let's. You know what? Mother's Day money line parlay. Houston. Memphis, let's go.
All right. We'll clean it all up there on our final segment, best bets. Coming up next, shred or save. That's where Ryan and I give each other hypothetical tickets. This time we're talking the NFL MVP market. Never too early to get a little CLV when it comes to the NFL MVP. All that and much more. Sports Gambling Podcast live here on VSiN.
This is the Sports Gambling Podcast live on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Welcome back, everyone. Sports Gambling Podcast live. Sean stacking the money green with our partner in picks, Ryan, real money Kramer. Kramer getting sweaty.
Turn down it's too hot in the steam room. Turn it down. Minus 2.5's fun.
102.99, 111 left to go. This game is going to come, which means we probably have like 25 minutes of actual time.
More
left
reviews.
in these games as things as these NBA endings just kind of continually drag on. But of course, have you not signed up with VSiN Pro yet? What are you waiting for? They got you covered, and they're running a great new offer. Normally, it's $240. Now they're just selling it to you for $199. 14 months of VSiN Pro access for less than 50 cents a day when you use the promo code PRO. That's right. Just go to VSiN.com/subscribe, drop in the promo code PRO, and you get it all. The email daily best bets. Love that thing. Best part of my day. I wake up, I play Wordle, I get the best bets and the exclusive betting splits, the VSiN Watch app, the NFL betting guide. I mean, you do this now and you're covered for 14 months. Think how much action you can get down on and bet smarter, not harder. VSiN.com/subscribe. Use that promo code PRO. Kramer, what's happening?
It seems like we're headed towards overtime.
102 with not a lot of time left. Can we get a cover? Can we get a win? We'll see. Nuggets just called looks like called the timeout. 2.4 seconds left. Okay. So we're going to react to this game live, which is someone I'm really torn here because dogs go to die in OT.
Yeah.
But like the momentum that this Nuggets team have, you have to have Joker take this shot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now
he has to touch the ball.
Okay.
That's how I answer that question.
But 2.4 seconds. Yeah, I guess
that's
you can
plenty
get
of time.
Inbound quick pass, corner three. Will they chuck up a three or will they try and get a two?
That's why you get a Joker so he can hit the man cutting for the basket because they obviously instincts are defending. It's certainly a very difficult situation that they're in.
That'll be interesting. Well,
plenty of time.
We'll react to it live as we come in, but it's time for everyone's favorite segment, Shred or Save. You can hear the shredder getting jammed.
I was going to say
with all those losing tickets, and of course, the idea is we give each other futures, and you can either hold on to that future, or you think it has no shot. You want to shred it even before it touches your hands. Here, Kramer, you have the honors. Give me a MVP ticket.
Some will accuse us of doing pre-planning with this one, but I have a shiny new Bo Nix.
Oh, give it to me.
NFL MVP ticket, which I shopped around for you. So I got a 75-1.
Yes. 100% in on Bo Nix. Again,
second year.
You're betting the Joker gets a shot up. Oh, off the rim. It almost went down. Oh my God. Was that close? All right.
That's not how the greatest basketball player ever should look.
Who?
Joker.
It is. It doesn't look like he works
like a
out.
Dude who's just about to go finish rolling out his quad at the YMCA.
He got a good look. I know it'll be interesting to see on the replay. It went, was it like back iron there? Went straight up. Oh, and it looked like it was going to drop.
He gets a soft roll off his shot.
And he does. And so many of those have fallen for Joker over the years. Getting back to the Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, 75-1 to win NFL Rookie of the Year. This is, you normally don't want to go long shots in the MVP market. I think you can make an exception for this team. Now, besides you want to bet on a quarterback for the NFL MVP, don't get cute. You don't need to. Just play the MVP. Okay, once in maybe Christian McCaffrey, whatever. But you want to play the quarterback, and it's almost always from the number 1 or 2 seed. So in each conference. So let's take a look. Can the Denver Broncos get the number 1 or 2 seed? Yes, they can. Can they get the number 1 or 2 seed? Yes. Is Bo Nix going to be the quarterback for the entire season? Yes. Then I think it's 75-1. I mean, when those odds post, Broncos to be the number 1 seed will not be 75-1. No. It'll be like 30-1.
Not even close.
And again, their defense has gotten better. They're looking pretty good. He was a quarterback that won a bunch of games. They went 10-7 as a starter. He hit some deep shots in the playoffs. I don't think this is that crazy. We see quarterbacks many times make the jump from year 1 to year 2. He's very comfortable in Sean Payton's system. Sean Payton drafted him because he likes him in this system. So I love Bo Nix at 75-1. And again, shop around because some places have it at like 35-1. So thank you, Ryan, for doing that shopping for me.
Oh, no problem. And where, if you had to guess, where did he rank in passing touchdowns last year?
6.
6th is exactly correct.
I know my bow.
So, I mean, he had 29 as a rookie. So certainly the path is he has an outlier. So his touchdown percentage surges from 5.1 up to, so last year Lamar was at 8.6.
Yeah.
He surges up to just doing that. He's going to add some progression. If he gets the 40 touchdowns, he's obviously in the mix.
Yeah. And I think the defense can put it, you obviously have to win games. They're never going to give it to a team that's not going to make the playoffs. They're never giving it to like maybe a 3 seed in a weird tiebreaker, but you have to be a good team as well. Kramer, yes. I'll give you, this is a good price. He is a quarterback.
It better be a good price.
He's a year 2 quarterback.
Oh,
but his odds are worse than Bo Nix. I'm giving you a Drake May Rookie of the Year. Sorry, MVP. He was not Rookie of the Year.
I don't like him for Rookie of the Year.
Well, and we had to do some digging because people were asking, is JJ McCarthy available for Rookie of the Year in the NFL? They don't do that silly stuff that the NBA is involved in. Drake May MVP 60-1. It's a ticket, Ryan. Do you want to shred it or save it?
Now, I'll start by saying I like the idea of Drake May. Speaking of which, he comes from that North Carolina family. Maybe he would have been on Hard Knocks. We don't get to see that at all now. I was a fan of Drake May coming out, and I still think Drake May could be a good quarterback. Now, what I'm shocked by is that we watched him play last year. He's not an MVP candidate. In order to be coming into your second year and be an MVP candidate, you have to have shown, I mean, essentially Jaden Daniels, good example, Bo Nix, good example, even the tiny bit of Michael Penix, which even that would be a stretch. So this is insulting probably. Drake May, I think best case scenario has a couple games where he looks electric. I think for him to win like player of the month, maybe player of the week is possible. Maybe he's like a steal in fantasy this year because he's going to run. My problem with this is his path to winning the division. To me, that's not happening. Vrabel, I'm not as bought in on the idea that Vrabel is going to snap his fingers and things are going to be operating smoothly here. Nor do I think Drake May. I mean, Drake May was relatively raw as a quarterback, and so I don't know who. I haven't seen the development there. So let's see him year 1 to year 2, and maybe I'm going to shred that one.
Shred it. Brian, a little live update here in the OKC Denver Nuggets game. Nuggets up 109-102, 3:02 left on the clock, and a little baseball update. Normally we don't go hard on baseball, but the Dodgers were down 11-8 in the top of the 9th. They put up 6 runs, including a 3-run home run. So they now are up 14-11 going into the bottom of the 9th. I mean, I saw, because I was just checking around the odds, Diamondbacks were like -1,000 going into that inning. And I can only imagine what their live odds are now.
Everything's fixed now. Everything, there's an inside job every time.
Look out. Yes. Inside job in baseball.
I got to be honest. You had a little pep in your step when you were about to talk about this basketball update, the steam room update. I'm glad CJ is no longer on the show. And shout out to CJ. His Thunder ticket's fine. This is a wild start to overtime.
Well, and Ryan, we still need Hartenstein to get 3 points. So I don't know if I can root for it because I got more invested on the Nuggets money line.
Okay,
but yeah, we'll see. And this is a fun game. 109-102. 3 minutes left. Which, if you know, in the NBA, anything can happen. Kramer, do you want to toss me one, or do you want another? I got a couple over here that have your name on it.
Throw it over.
All right, I'll give you this one. Kyler Murray. 50-1.
Golly.
You stood on a soapbox last year and said Kyler Murray's my guy at 50-1. Are you still on that soapbox?
Yeah, I think a lot of people liked what they did in the draft. Again, you have a team that maybe has filled up the roster. There's going to be expectation of defense, I guess, with Gannon, more defensive assets being added. And Look, Marvin Harrison year 2. I think we liked what we saw out of Trey McBride. The running game's there. You have Trey Benson as the backup to Connor. Yeah, of course I like Kyler. Last time though. Next year, don't let me get involved with Kyler if this doesn't work out. But at 50-1, sure. Yeah, I like that.
One more ride with Kyler. Coming up next, Scott Reichel giving us his plays. He's got a bunch of them for the NBA playoffs when we return. So let's give him a podcast live on VSiN.
If your job at a healthcare facility includes disinfecting against viruses, you know prevention is the best medicine. And maintaining healthy spaces starts with a healthy cleaning routine. Grainger's world-class supply chain helps ensure you have the quality products you need when you need them. From disinfectants and cleaning supplies to personal protective equipment, so you can help deliver a clean bill of health. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.